Hello guys, today we're checking out my favorite picks. Let's go! So the first pick is the Ibanez Paul Gilbert one. I started with this pick when I was into John Frusciante and I wanted to have something that could do rhythmic stuff. So I used this live occasion recording and stuff. The thing that I like is probably the size of it is not too long yet not too small, like it's not going into jazz 3 territory or something like that, yet it's not too big for my hands. I don't like very big picks because they tend to stick out too much and I tend to be less precise than I want to. But yeah, it's a great pick. The only issue I have is the grip. It's very slippy once you start using it. So yeah, I left it because of that particular reason. I sweat a lot when I play, so it was starting to become an issue. The second flaw, it's common to picks, but it tends to last not that long, so it consumes it pretty fast, depending on how you use it, probably how hard you play. So yeah, it's not the greatest pick for heavy-handed players. Second pick, the John Petrucci one. So when I was trying to replace this particular one, I was into Dream Theater then, so I just came across this John Petrucci. Yeah, so this was in the dramatic turn of events era, and yeah, this pick is pretty great. It's harder than the Ibanez one, it's thicker, and it has this surface, this satin surface that makes it have a better grip. The issue is that this one too tends to fade away pretty fast, at least for me. I tend to use a pick for almost a month if I can, and yeah, this one definitely fades away pretty fast. But yeah, that's the only issue. And again, it could be me. Maybe you change your pick every day. I don't know. I try to squeeze them as much as I can just because I think it's a waste throwing them away if they are still good. But yeah, great pick. It's a little too heavy for some rhythmic stuff. So if you're trying to do something kind of funky, you gotta really be gentle with it because it can be really harsh. Probably due to the material it's made, which is a lot harder than the Ibanez, for example. Then, number 3, we have the Dunlop USA H3. So yeah, this pick is kind of a jazz 3 sized one, but it's a different material. It's all satin, so it's pretty good to grip. Can be a little too small for some, so bear in mind if you don't like the jazz style picks, you probably don't like this one. But yeah, it holds on pretty well. It lasts a little bit longer than the John Petrucci one and the Ibanez one. So yeah, I really like it. It kind of has a darker sound. I don't know if it is due to the satin of all the pick, but I don't know. It has probably the material, but it has a darker sound, so it sometimes can be too dark for me. I wanna hear more of the attack of the pick. So yeah. Sometimes I use it for rhythmic stuff, sometimes I don't, but yeah, it's always on my desk. This one is really one of those that I sometimes just want to take this pick. Not my current favorite one, but it's always there. Another Ibanez pick, the rubber grip. So this one is very similar to the Paul Gilbert one. I think it's the same size, yes. It's exactly the same size, but it has this texture material where you grip it, which is really kind of rubbery. It's very nice, and it's also, I think, a little softer. Yeah, I think it's a little softer, probably a little shallower than the Paul Gilbert one. So it's maybe it's not the best one for very heavy riffs and super shred, but it's pretty useful for rhythmic stuff. So I think it's a pretty great grip, especially if you have, like me, sweating problems and you tend to sweat a lot. Then, let's go to my 3 current favorites. As you know, the Dario strings have a code in them, which you can put into their website and gain some points with each product that you buy. And so once you have a certain amount of points, you can use those points. You can use those points to buy something in their store. So I came across all their picks, which I actually never used it before because all the previous picks are either from Dunlop or from Ibanez. So I wanted to see if there was a crossover between something like the John Petrucci pick, something like the M3 from Dunlop, and I came across the Nile Pro 1.4mm one from D'Addario. And this pick has been my favorite in the last year or so. This pick is very nice because it has the shape of the M3 and so the shape of the Jazz 3, but it is a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, so it doesn't hurt my fingers when I strum or when I do heavy riffings, because with very small picks I tend to hurt my index finger and to rub it against the string, so not great when I do that. And so a little bit bigger pick with the same size really helps me get all the sounds that I need and all the position of the hand especially. And it's good for shredding, it's good for riffing, it's good for... I sometimes use it also on the acoustic guitar, but it's a little bit too thick for that. 1.4mm is a little bit too much for me on the acoustic. But yeah, it's a great pick. It also has a surface, grip surface, which I like and I don't like. So, what I mean by that? The grip surface is great, but the feel that you have in your hand is ruined by the fact that there is the D'Addario logo here that has a different texture than the edges of the pick, and that, I don't know, maybe I am spoiled, but ruins the experience for me. I will really have preferred it if it was like all the same surface and the D'Addario and the Nylon Pro emblems were just printed on. But yeah, that's the only issue I have. It lasts a very long time. I use these also for the bass, and yeah, they last a long time. So they are also kind of environmentally friendly, which is something I care about. This is one of my favorite picks ever. I really recommend you buying them, and if you use D'Addario strings, you can literally have a bucket of them for free. So pretty nice. Second best pick ever for me is the Dunlop Max Grip Jazz 3. So yeah, as I said, the original Jazz 3 is too small for me, but this Max Grip is a little bit bigger and it has an even surface material when you grip it, and I really like that. It's very, very good for shred. I love it for, I almost use this for every time I have to record a solo or to record a video for you guys, because I am at home with this pick. And yeah, this is probably gonna be one of my favorite picks ever. I really recommend you checking out this pick. It has good sound. It's not too dark like the M3 one. The size is approximately the same. Yeah, it's the same as the M3, and it tends to last a lot. Not as much as the Nile Pro, but it's pretty close. And so yeah, I really do like this pick. Really recommend it. Then we have the latest addiction. I wanted to see if I could find something that could work both for the acoustic and for the electric, and I came across the Duralin Precision from D'Addario. So yeah, I really enjoyed it for acoustic guitar. It's really sharp point. I usually disliked the Dunlop, if you know, the green big picks, because they tend to have a very rounded tip, and I don't particularly love that. I think I tend to be less precise with that. But this one has a very pointy tip. It's 1mm thick, so it's not too thick, it's not as thick as the Nylon Pro, for example, which can get away with the thickness because of the size and the fact that it is polished on the front. This Duralin is not polished, so it supposedly should sound similar to the M3, to the H3, sorry. But in reality, I think it's very similar to the Jazz 3 Max Grip as far as sound goes. But the fact that it is a little bit bigger, it makes it a little bit easier on the funk side, and when I want to strum, of course on the acoustic, but I can retain the precision of a smaller pick when I want to play individual notes. Yeah, I'm really liking this pick and I'm using it almost every day, so it's probably my new favorite. I'm not how the durability gonna turn up. This is the first one I'm using, but I've been using this for almost 2 weeks now, so, and it's holding up pretty well. There's no sign of degradation on the tip, so yeah, I think it's gonna last comfortably for a month, or maybe even more. So these are my favorite picks, guys. Let me know in the comments which one do you use, which one did you prefer, if you use one of these, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!